Om. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavedvaram Sadgurum Brahmavedvaram. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Graditam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stunvanti Devyai Stavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Hari Om. A person who is totally unattached to the outside world, only that person is a happy man. The one who has realized he is united with Brahman. He gains inexhaustible happiness. When we hear all this, we begin to wonder, this is going to be so darn difficult. It's really not for me. Beyond the reach of many people like me. Is there an easier way? Then it was said, get a good understanding of what things are. You understand that the pleasures of this world come and go. Not that they are not there, they are there. They're not there always. Come and go. And lurking behind every one of them is a potential sorrow. So you be cognizant of those facts. then you can have a little bit, balance. If not, they will bind you. And therefore, the wise, those who understand, they don't go overboard with all that. Not that they don't enjoy or run away from it or anything like that, but they don't revel in them, or they keep everything in moderation. That's great, but how can you and I, try to do the same thing? So he said something very practical. And 2 weeks back, in the last class, we saw Shaknoti haiva yasodum praksharira vimokshanat kama krodod bhavam vegam sayuktah sa sukhi naraha. One who is able to manage, you're able to handle all this. You become a master of this, the rise of desire and anger. You are a little bit more aware of those things. As these things come up, hey, watch out. Otherwise, we just act knee-jerk reaction. We're not aware. So we need to raise this awareness a little bit. Once you do that, you can manage them. So otherwise, that desire and anger, it has such a force, that vegam. So, and he has talked about extensively in the earlier chapters also. It is like a boat that gets tossed around in waters. So you just become alert to those things just coming up at that time. You can easily manage them. So you have to manage this desire, anger, attachment, aversion, what we call raga, dvesha, likes and dislikes. And those are very powerful, those impulses. But if you're able to manage them little by little, you have to train, just like everything else, you have to train. Then you become aware. Your radar goes up. Hey, wait a minute. I'm going to be out of control if I don't do something about it. And they tell you, when you're angry, they say, our psychologists also give some techniques. Count to 1 to 10 before you react, all that. That's the idea. That way you don't impulsively react. Something very similar is what's being said here. Sri Krishna says, and you have to do that throughout your life. It's not that one day you do and then you mastered it. It's not like that. Be ever alert. And he said, till the body drops. So that's what we got to do. Those who are alert, vigilant, those are that way. Yoyanta sukho antaramaha tatantar tatantar jyotireva yah sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutodi gacchati. Those people, they have merged their mind in Brahman. They have attained what is called Brahma Nirvanam. They have gained this self-knowledge. More about this Brahma Nirvanam we will talk about. And they abide. They have gained abidance in that knowledge. That knowledge has become one with them. Otherwise, it is just an intellectual knowledge. That's not sufficient. And who are such people and how are they able to achieve that? What steps should I take? What should I follow if I want to be one as well? The path is laid out. Labante Brahma Nirvanam Rishayakshina Kalmashaha Chinnadvaita Yatatmanaha Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. Beautiful steps were given. We saw that. Number 1, you be in the interest in the welfare of everyone. It seems very simple advice, but what we are seeing that, is otherwise what's in it for me? That's what everybody is looking out for oneself. Mhm. So broaden your horizon a little bit, look at the welfare of everyone. Mhm. Get rid of the impurities in your mind, the weaknesses of the mind, try to get rid of them. And we talked about how it is karma yoga, and we already talked a lot about it. And you have to put forth effort. This is not just, it doesn't happen just like that. Like everything, you have to put forth effort in the right direction. Mm. And in the spiritual path, that is gaining that sadhana chatushraya sampatti, necessary qualifications. Mm. And if you do that diligently, you will become a jnani. And that knowledge will be free of all doubts. Mm. And then there is one more step which we will be talking about extensively. Then you will get that abundance. And don't think that this nirvana that they talk about is somewhere. No, no. It's not going anywhere. Uh, it's not that I have to go there and gain that. Nothing like that. It is what we call praptasya praptihi. It is gaining what you already have. And the classic example that is given in Vedanta is Swakanta Bharanam. Abharanam, the necklace, Swakanta, in your own neck. It is there, but you went to sleep and then that necklace went behind neck. And then in the morning you got up and you don't say it. Oh my God, what happened? You should hear, Swami Chinmaya explained this. This example is given in Atma Bodha. And when he gives, he will go for 10 minutes. The anguish of that lady who thought that she lost her necklace, and he will add so much of masala. She was newly married. She just got married, and that necklace was given by her mother-in-law, and all that he would have drama he will had. But then finally, she discovers, hey, it has been on my neck. Oh, I got it. And she will say, she's a homemaker, her husband has gone to work. She calls him 15 times to find out where she could have misplaced and all that. So all that he will describe beautifully to drive home the point. I'm not describing in that graphic detail, but it's fun. And finally, she calls one last time and say, I got it. What did you get? You got what you already had. Praptasya praptihi. And this liberation, moksha, nirvanam, etc., is what you have. You are ever free. You have to discover that. That's all. So Bhagavan clarifies that in the next verse 26. We will start with that today. Kama krodai viyuktanam. Krodai viyuktanam. Yatinam yata chetasam. Yatinam yata chetasam. Abhito Brahma Nirvanam. Abhito Brahma Nirvanam. Vartate Viditatmanam. Viditatmanam. Together. Kama Krodai Viyuktanam. Yatinam Yata Chetasam. Abhito Brahma Nirvanam. Vartate viditatmanam. The same idea is repeated or a little bit expanded here the various stages of spiritual growth. That's pointed out here. The first stage is Kama Krodha Viyuktana. So you be one who is Viyuktana, who has given up. Yukta means joining, Viyukta means not joining. You've given up. What have you given up? Kama, desire. Desire for acquisition. And Krodha, anger. And we've talked about this several times. Kama and Krodha. Krodha is just a different form of Kama. It is caused by not getting what you wanted. You want something, you don't get it. And then you start thinking, who is in my way? What is standing in my way? And you get anger at that people or situations, etc. So it is just another form of desire. And then the third problem is whatever you've gained, sometimes you lose. All that we have talked about extensively. Third chapter, verse 37, Kama yesha krodha yesha rajo guna samudbhava mahashano mahapapma vidhi yena enam iha vairinam. This Kama and Krodha, anger, desire and anger are the vairi, the enemy. And they just eat you up. Both of them have great hunger. Mahashana. So managing, you got to manage that. And that you will be able to manage only if you know the basic principles of Vedanta. Simple only, but we need to get that knowledge, know that. That happiness does not depend upon what I have. It depends on who I am. Work on improving who you are. And Bhagavan will say later on in the 9th chapter, don't worry about anything. I'll take care of you. Yoga kshemam vahami aham. Very clearly. So if this is understood, our worry about all this yoga and kshema, it will come down. We'll put forth whatever is necessary, whatever efforts we put. But while doing that, we won't unnecessarily worry about it. We can spend some time to take care of all the basic needs, but we should not dedicate our entire life to this yoga and kshema pursuit. So we should know how to manage this desire and anger. That is the first stage. Another way to put that is vairagyam, dispassion, detachment. The second stage is yata chetasam. Chetasa means mind. Integrate your mind. Mind is the instrument with which we go on this spiritual journey. And also material journey also. Everything. The mind is a tremendous asset we have. And especially on the spiritual path, that mind has to be pure. It has to be focused on what we are pursuing, what our true goals are. And otherwise called Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. The 6 disciplines are there. So the 4-fold qualifications, out of that is one set of 6 disciplines, And all those things, mind, body, ability to withdraw from the sense objects, all that, titiksha, shraddha, all that. And then the focus of the mind, samadhi, all that. And elsewhere also in the Upanishad, also in Kathopanishad, a beautiful metaphor of the chariot is given. And the same metaphor is there in the very common picture in every house you'll find. That Gita-upadesha, the chariot, the 4 horses, 5 horses, what have you. And then Bhagavan Sri Krishna there, and Arjuna kneeling down, all that. So it's a beautiful metaphor. The chariot is the body, the wheels are the sense organs, the reins, that's the mind, the driver is the intellect. Only when everything is intact, in a fit condition, then the ride will be smooth. Mhm. And the Swami, the master will reach the desired destination. So that yata chetasaha, well-controlled, disciplined mind. Mhm. The sense discipline is the second stage that we need to focus on, train our mind that way. Third stage is yatinam, becoming a yati. The literal meaning of the word yati is a sannyasi. Okay. So, in the old days, sannyasa ashrama was for dedicated, concentrated pursuit of scriptural study. Brahmacharya and sannyasa ashramas do not have any other duties other than studies. But these days, both of them have been compromised. You know, but what to do? That is what it is. But still, good students, they are able to balance. Okay. So many other things have come into play. So students do not have the luxury of devoting all the time to studies. They have to finance their studies and all that is there. I understand. But still, the good ones, they are able to manage and still focus on the studies. Sanyasa ashrama also is that way. It is actually a time for study only, but this focus is spiritual studies. They are pursuing Brahma, that goal of Brahman. That's their pursuit. They have to be. There is a sannyasa ashrama dharma is there, what they are supposed to do. So only then you can call them a sannyasi. And earlier in this chapter also, we talked about mukhya sannyasi and gauna sannyasi and all that. Most sannyasis are in training only. Till you reach that stage, you are in training. You are a work in progress. And that kind of thing, you don't have to take formal sannyasa. You can be a grihastha, but if you have that right mindset, you can be a sannyasi. You can be married, working, whatever, and you can still. Such a person is also called a yati. That word yati, it also comes from the root, which means to somebody who strives, who is trying. So it doesn't, quite often it is used as a sannyasi, but it doesn't have to be exactly that. You can be a seeker when one is putting forth effort to gain that Atma Jnana. So that is important. You have to be committed to that task. That's what we mean. The final stage is viditatmanam. Viditatmanam, a person who pursues spiritual knowledge with a commitment, which is nothing but a systematic, consistent study of Vedanta for a long period of time. And under the guidance of a competent teacher. All these components are important. Jnana Marga, the Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, that's what we are talking about. That Shravanam, it has to be done for a long time. The final message is simple. You are Brahman. Okay. You are what you are seeking. But, the message is simple, but getting there, it's not that easy. So, the definition of Jnana Marga is this three-step process. Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. And whoever does that is a sannyasi. He is a yati. So systematic study will lead to a clear knowledge. And if you have that fourfold qualification, to the hilt, 100% you have. The Guru says, you are that Brahman. I got it. Liberated. But most of us, we don't have that. So we have to continue and then slowly we'll get there. Mm-hmm. So, and then even though finally with great effort or long period of time listening to the Guru, okay, I get it. This is what the scriptures are telling me. I got it, that I am Brahman. But I have my doubts. So questions are there. So the second step is prescribed. Continue the process, a little bit more of effort on your part. In the Shravana stage, the Guru does a lot of the bulwark. Okay, then in Mananam, you have to do a little bit more work. Then yes, what he has said is correct. That is indeed. Then the third sadhana, that is what he is leading. In this set of verses, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is taking us to the third Nididhyasana step. Then when you do that, Viditatma, you become a jnani as a result of all these sadhanas. This knowledge, Brahma Nirvanam Vartate, they gain oneness with Brahman. That identity, they gain and they get established in that. Again, this Brahma Nirvanam is not a physical merger. You don't have to go somewhere. It's not like in the movies that they say in slow motion. It's not anything like that. Slowly, as I work on this, the spiritual path, jnana yoga, it is a change in vision. It's a change in understanding. Transformation is a recognition that there is no distance between me and Brahman. Aham Brahma Asmi. So this merger or oneness is abhitah, both ways. What do you mean by both ways? In this context, it means this oneness is there before death also and after death. So this mukti that we talk about, lot of description are there about this moksha mukti, and quite often we will hear these terms, jivan mukti and videha mukti. So those two are what is referred to here. And jivan mukti, the word jivan is a present participle, which means living, liberated while living. So you gain knowledge, you are established in knowledge, you are become a jnani, you have the realization, you are a mukta purusha, but because of the prarabdha, this body continues. So that stage, after gaining knowledge and before the body drops, that stage is called jivan mukti. And once that prarabdha gets exhausted, the body will drop and videha, body is gone. And to talk about this, a simple example is given. It is called the part space merging with the total space. A mud part is there, and then inside there is some space. We call that part space. What is that space? That is space after all, but it is enveloped by that part, and then we give it a name, part space. You drop that part and it breaks. And what happened to that part space? It has merged with the total space. So we are all that only. We think that this Atma is there in this body. So inside the body, that same Atma is inside the body, outside the body, in between two bodies, everywhere it is. That's the fact. Just like the space is everywhere. And then when this body drops, that contour which has been enveloping that Jivatma as it were, it's only as it were, it's not real. It will merge with the total. So the same idea. So when I gain the knowledge about space, the space within the part is no different from the rest of the space. It's ever one with the total space. It is true even when the part is there. Even when I am living in this body, this jnani, he knows. I am that Atma only. Doesn't make any difference whether I am living or I drop my body. Just like the space is one indivisible. Same. When the body is there, that jnani is called a Jivan Mukta. And when the body falls, he is called a Videha Mukta. This is the Jnana Pala, the result of that Jnana. So with this, the 5th chapter has ended, really speaking. But there are 3 more verses. What about them? So Bhagwan will slowly lead us into the 6th chapter. These are verses that lead in to the next, Dhyana Yoga. He beautifully, smoothly prepares us for the study of the yoga of meditation. So we talked about gaining purity of mind through Karma Yoga, then clarity of knowledge through Jnana Yoga, especially through Shravana Manana. That is what we have talked about. But the job is not done yet. We have to have that firm abidance in the self. How to gain that abidance? Meditation is the means to get that abidance in the self. Meditation has become very popular. People are fascinated with meditation. Quite often, they want to jump into it. Meditation is what it takes. Okay, I'll do that. Not so fast. Here we see the topic is taken up in the 6th chapter. If it is that great, Bhagwan should have started in the 1st chapter or 2nd chapter. No. He didn't start. He started with the 2nd chapter where he gave the jnana and then started, okay, this is the knowledge you have. And to get that knowledge, you need preparation. So a lot of preparation, 3rd, 4th, 5th, Karma Yoga with preparation. And again, Jnana Yoga, discussions of that was elaborated even further. So before you start meditation, you should know what you are meditating upon. That is a problem. And when we start the 6th chapter also, we will see he doesn't start the meditation process on verse 1. He will take a few verses, slowly only. He has prepared us in the first 5 chapters before we take up meditation. Very important. And so this is a prelude or a preamble to meditation. So let us read verse 27. Sparshan kritva bahirbahyaan chakshushchaivantare bhruvoh pranapanau samau kritva nasabhyantaracharinau. Together. Sparshan kritva bahirbahyaan chakshushchaivantare bhruvoh pranapanau samau kritva nasabhyantaracharinau. We will read the next verse also. They go together. Yetendriyamano buddhihi मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः विगतेच्छा भयक्रोधः विगतेच्छा भयक्रोधः यः सदा मुक्त एव सः यः सदा मुक्त एव सः यतेन्द्रियमनो बुद्धिः मुनिर्मोक्षपरायणः विगतेच्छा भयक्रोधः यः सदा मुक्त एव सः. So as I said, with the last verse, Bhagavan had completed the topic of Jnana Palam also. And the result is Jivan Mukti and Videha Mukti. So the chapter should be essentially be over. Because he had wanted to talk about Jnana Yoga. He's talked about Jnana, the means to gain that, and characteristics of a Jnani, and all the benefits. Everything has been pointed out. So we should have said Om Tat Sat and move on. Instead, he introduces one more topic as a lead-in to the 6th chapter. The topic is meditation, which is briefly introduced to create an interest in Arjuna's mind. So in these 3 verses, he talks about meditation and its results. The topic of meditation will be elaborated in the next chapter, the Dhyana Yoga. I'll briefly talk about it now, and the details we will see in the next chapter. Meditation is prescribed. What is the purpose of meditation? It is to assimilate the teaching, for digesting the knowledge. That knowledge we have gained, it is an intellectual one at this stage. It has to be internalized. It should become one with me. It should become my very nature. The reason is most of our responses to the world comes from the superficial envelope of our personality, of the mind. The mind is the one which is directing every one of our responses. And Puja Gurudev calls this the subjective mind. There is an objective mind and then a subjective mind. We've talked about the Ishvara Srishti and Jiva Srishti, etc. Elsewhere we've talked about. The world is what it is. It's form and color, sound, etc., etc. That's what it is. And our sense organs are perceiving that, and they transmit that to the mind. At that stage, the mind should be seeing this color is this color, this sound is this sound. Then the mind gets, because of our, individuality, I like this color, I don't like that color, I like this taste, I don't like that. All that we throw upon that, that is where the subjectivity comes in. That is what he calls it, a subjective mind. And so when we react to that subjectivity, when we get angry, we get depressed, when we react violently, it's not a thoughtful action. Very rarely we do act deliberately, consciously. Most of our actions are very mechanical. Then after reacting to the situation, oh my God, I should not have done that. This is what happens. Why did I talk like that? Why did I burst out like that? I shouldn't have done that. All that is coming from our outer layers of personality. But the teaching has not gone through to the inner core. Unless and until that happens, we will act as an ignorant man and we will suffer. Therefore, this knowledge has to penetrate, go all the way, soak into the inner personality. And not say just on the fringes. The intellectual understanding, Vijnanamaya kosha, that it is residing in the intellect right now. So far, through Shravana and Manana, it has gotten up to that. But then it has to go even into the something interior to that, inner to that. And again, Puja Gurudev gives a beautiful example. It is like adding sugar to coffee or tea. You add that, it just stays there. But until you stir, and then it dissolves completely, you won't get the taste. The taste, sweetness has to be tasted. You have to stir the beverage and completely dissolve that. Once it does that, you can taste the sweetness. Similarly, if this knowledge is not assimilated, it will not be accessible in our life. We'll be talking about it. We can give nice, beautiful discourses to others also. But it's not going to help you. So meditation is the means to get that assimilation. The initial steps to be taken is first introduced now in these verses. The details, the next chapter. Some preliminary steps. Person is seated comfortably. What is next? Look at the second line. Prana panau samau kritva. Kritva, having done, having made, what? Prana apanau. The inhalation and exhalation. Samau, even, same. The condition of the mind and the condition of breathing are interconnected. Prana and mind. And those of you who attended Upadeshasara, Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi makes this point. These are like two branches of the same tree. The trunk is the same, the two branches are there. Once you shake one branch, the other branch will also shake. In the same way, the mind and prana, it's all the same person, different layers of personality. And therefore, by controlling the pranas, you can control the mind. That's one technique. And we all know, when your mind is agitated and all that, when you're angry, your body heats up, your words heat up. All that it expresses in this. So all our layers of personality are interconnected. So one technique is this pranayama. Doesn't have to be very involved pranayama. And actually, Ramana Maharshi calls it just regulation of breathing, that's all. Be a little bit aware of it. Make it even. So, pranayama is an integral part of all our, even in puja and japa, pranayama is there. There is a pranayama part when we start the puja. And then he says, nasabhyantara charinav. And that it moves through the nostrils, and let that movement be even, same, regulated. Then what about the other sense organs? Chakshuhu chai iva antare bhruvoho. The most powerful sense organs are the eyes. So bring them between the eyebrows. Okay. Be careful. Be careful. Okay. It is not really that, and when you try to do that, you will just get a headache. It just means, it indicates that you should withdraw from the sense organs. Then, bahyan sparshan bahihi kritva. Keep the external objects outside. The outside objects, let them be outside. Let it not get into your head. Do not bring the sense objects inside you. When you are at the seat of meditation, preferably close your eyes. Close your eyes. And thereby you will stop objects entering through the eyes. This is something simple that you can do. When you hear or smell something, do not start thinking, who is ringing the bell? Okay, let it go. And then smell also. These two are very difficult. Very difficult. You know, when we're doing this course, that lecture hall is here, this little hallway, and the other is the dining hall. 7 to 8 is Upadesha, Upanishad class. And after the Upanishad class, at 8 o'clock is breakfast. Okay. And so they're cooking something in the kitchen, and then the wife of that will come. Your Acharya is saying, Tattvamasi. What is for breakfast? So keep all the external objects outside. The physical objects. Not only physical objects, then relationships, feelings, emotions, all thoughts. Let them all be outside. Even that relationship, let there be only one relationship. That is with the Lord. You displace the worldly relationship with the divine relationship. These are all the preliminary preparations. Then further preparations, yata indriya mano buddhihi. Again, one should withdraw the organs, all the organs, including the indriya, the sense organs, manaha, mind, and buddhi, intellect. All these are yatam, withdrawn. Already said, sense object should not come through the senses. Eye should be closed. Do not put anything in your mouth, even chewing gum. Do not keep touching anything or anybody. Meditation you should do alone. Group meditations are there, but that is teaching you. Once that instruction part is over, you should do yourself. Not you, not even your spouse or significant other. No, you should do it separately. It's a solo act. However close you and your spouses are, meditation is not a couple's activity. It's not. And as I said, the toughest senses are nose and the ear. You can use earplugs. Still some sound may come in. But you cannot plug your nose. That's not just possible. So anyway, your mind and intellect also, don't let them take a free ride. Don't sit and plan while you are sitting at the seat of meditation. So, and then we'll talk about all this much more in the 6th chapter. What is an ideal time? You sit at the seat of meditation. First thing in the morning, they say I should do meditation. But then all you're thinking is, what do I have to get done today? What's all on the to-do list runs through your mind. No, if that is your problem, choose at the end of the day. There's nothing more to be done. Finished. There's no hard and fast rule. All this should be very carefully be understood and practiced. The details will come in the next chapter. Then the internal interactions also. Vigata, Icha, Bhaya, Krodha. Get rid of all the emotional disturbances. Icha, desire. Bhaya, fear. Krodha, anger. If you're still entertaining all those feelings, you'll just sit there and you'll be burning within. Meditation is not happening. We have seen this word, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha. Raga is said here as Icha. That's all. Same attachment, same idea only. When you have all this, there is fear. And potential for anger is also there. Turn your mind to only one thing. Munir Moksha Parayanah. So the Munihi, the meditator, should only focus on moksha. That is revealed in the scriptures as Parayana, the supreme goal. Parayana. Parayana, supreme goal. And Yaha, the one, he who remains in this way, Saha, such a person, Sada Muktayeva, he will be liberated. This is said beautifully in this verse. The one who is free from desire, fear, and anger, his mind will assimilate the teaching and the knowledge will be available for him always. So, Puja Gurudev used to define meditation as withdrawing the mind's attention, which is uparati or uparama, from the world of objects and turning them towards the self. Samadhana. In verse 27 and 28, we talked about uparati. And with that single pointed mind, what should be meditated? That is the next and the last verse of this chapter. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvalokamaheshwaram suhritam sarvabhutanam Nyatva mam shanti mrachati. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvalokamaheshwaram suhritam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shanti mrachati. So Bhagavan says, meditate on me. Now this is a sudden shift. So far Atma Tattva was pointed out. With knowledge, one should meditate on one's own Swarupa and abide in the truth. Suddenly the object of meditation has become me. But then the Lord is everything. That Lord is Yajna Tapasam Bhoktaram, the object of worship and penance. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram is the ultimate Lord of all worlds, the entire creation. That Sachidananda Brahman with Maya Upadi is the Supreme Lord. He is located Suhrutam Sarvabhutanam, in the heart of all beings. That Sachidananda Atma enlivens all beings, seated there with Mana Buddhi Upadi. The Lord is the enjoyer also. So, Jnatva Mam, knowing, thinking, meditating upon me, Shantim Rachati. You will get peace of mind. If you pray to the Lord, meditate upon the Lord, He being Suhruta, is a well-wisher. He will bestow His grace and blessings, and you will attain not only peace while living, which is Jivan Mukti, and also Videha Mukti. This is said in a nutshell here. Each word will be elaborated in the next chapter. So thus concludes the 5th chapter. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Karma Sanyasa Yogo Nama Panchamo Dhyayah. So you've seen all these words. This is a chapter is called Karma Sanyasa Yoga, giving up action, Karma Sanyasa. And this is the 5th chapter. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.